Hello everyone, this is Charles Gates Jr. and I am sitting before the crypts in the graveyard of Likens, Pennsylvania. The same graveyard that is referenced often in my novel From Darkness to Light, A Sinner's Memoir. This graveyard cemetery is comprised of 5 cemeteries in this location and 2 cemeteries down Red Eye Trail. So 7 in all. It plays a crucial role in my story because this is the place where I had my first paranormal encounter in my novel, other than the angel in the helicopter in the first chapter. But this is where my descent into darkness, the occult, began. And during that time, when I was several years into it, when I was as lost I could ever be, the year was 2011, and I didn't know then that God was calling me by name, but it's very evident of the spiritual battle when you read my first book of poetry, Darkness Before the Dawn. And during that time, I wrote a poem called Death in My Soul. I hope y'all enjoy this poem. The last enemy to vanquish is death. Death and I will battle for eternity. Over the soul I no longer possess. The soul, beaten and sold. How can there be an afterlife when my heart runs cold? Without my spirit to warm and guide me, how will I reach the light at the end of my road? What is my punishment? I do not know. What awaits me in judgment may never amount to a city of gold. At the time I wrote that, I didn't know what I believed concerning the afterlife. If there was a heaven, if there was a hell, if there was a purgatory, or if my body would just rot in the ground. But I knew that there was meaning to life that I couldn't yet find. I later found that in Jesus, which is what my novel From Darkness to Light, A Sinner's Memoir, is about. My testimony of faith, my statement of faith, my testimony of how Jesus rescued me from the occult and brought me out of darkness and into His marvelous light. I no longer had to question on where I would spend eternity. I no longer have to wonder what will come of this life. Even the bad things all work together for the good of those who love God and are called according to His purpose. And I hope and pray that each of you discover yours and rise up in your authority in Him as a son or daughter of the Most High God. Again, this is Charles Gates Jr. and I read Death in My Soul out of my first book of poetry, Darkness Before the Dawn. On the front cover, it reads, "When the sun sets and I'm left to face my darkest hour, even my shadow leaves my side." That sums up both my book and poetry and my novel. But the truth is I was never alone, and neither are you. Take care and God bless.